In this video, I'm gonna go over exactly why most people fail in the Airbnb business, specifically in their first 90 days, okay? Now, if you guys don't know me, my name is Fareed Abedini. I am a 7-figure Airbnb arbitrage super host. I also own properties, I buy houses, I build houses, but I started off doing property management, very humble beginnings. I go over this on a lot of my content that I post. I am not your average trust fund baby who had a real estate mentor or got a $1 million loan from my family to invest in real estate. No, I started off doing property management. I was managing other people's houses, then leveled myself up and got into Airbnb arbitrage, which is subleasing people's houses, and then eventually started buying houses and doing development, building them. So I've been in business for a while. I've been in business for around like 6 years in real estate, okay? Because I used to also do some wholesaling as well, which was a great foundation for cold calling, which helped me out a lot. But I want to talk about like a really, really common reason why I see a lot of other people fail in this business, right? Because I've been working with a lot of entrepreneurs, investors. I get a lot of people who send me messages, DMs, people reaching out, asking for help. And there are like very, very common, there's like 3 or 4 common reasons and things that I keep hearing over and over and over again that lead to failure in this business. And that's what I'm gonna expose in this video. Hopefully you guys can outline those things inside of your business if you're starting or scaling your first Airbnb, or maybe you got 10 units or 25 units and you're struggling to scale to the next level. I can promise you that these 3 things that I'm gonna go over in this video today will be able to help trump that and overturn that and help you get that next push inside of your business, okay? If you actually apply it, right? That goes to everything that I post online. Like, watching these videos are great, and I'm making these videos for you guys to learn, but obviously if you don't apply what you're learning, you're not going to see the benefits. You're not going to reap the benefits. This is not like, I'm not making these videos to help you guys understand. I'm making these videos to give you guys a blueprint on what not to do or what to do step by step. Hope that helps. So first thing first, right? I want to go over like the harsh truth, right? Like I want to talk about like what people get wrong, right? No systems, no funding, right? And people also just pick bad locations, right? Those are those 3 things I want to go over today in today's video, okay? And those are the things that are affecting people that I see it over and over and over again. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number 1, the biggest reason why I see people fail in this business is they do not have the proper business funding. Okay, now what does this mean? What is funding? Guys, funding is a necessary thing, okay, in order to start and scale your real estate business. It could be anything. It could be a fix and flip business. It could be a wholesaling business. It could be Section 8. It could be development. It could be construction. It could be buying houses. It could be Airbnb. It could be anything. In real estate, you need funding, okay? For decades and decades and decades, guys, the richest people in the world do not use their own money. Okay, there was an interview with Warren Buffett one time, and they asked him what they thought he was going to do if the stock market or the real estate market were to ever crash. Like, would he keep buying houses, right? They literally asked Warren Buffett, one of the richest people in the world, if he would keep buying houses. And his answer was extraordinary. He said it in such like a casual, like in his like calm tonality voice, but he literally answered to them and he said, well, as long as the banks are lending money out and they keep giving loans, why would I not buy more houses, right? The richest man in the world, right, who's worth hundreds of billions of dollars, is telling news reporters and people on podcasts and on social media that he will continue to keep buying properties and buying assets as long as the banks are willing to give him lending for it. No matter their circumstance, no matter how much money he's worth, no matter what's going on in the market and sentiment, or if the market's crashing. So what does that tell us, right? If the banks are printing trillions of dollars every single year and cash injecting trillions of dollars into this inflation market, right? That's skyrocketing inflation. And if billionaires are borrowing money from the banks that are printing trillions of dollars, shouldn't we also be doing the same? Like, is there like a gap between knowledge that is being like bridged here? Like, don't you think we should also be doing the same? So that's what I asked myself. I was like, okay, well, if these builders are doing it, everyone's doing it, why can't I do it? And I started doing more research, and I'm like, well, what's the point, right? Because I've always been told that borrowing money and loans and all that shit's bad for you. But what if you borrowed money at a lower interest rate than what you're getting from the asset in terms of return? So what if you like borrow money at, let's say, a 0% interest rate, and you're getting a return on that asset on a 10% interest rate? Aren't you making money on that? Yeah, still you're in debt, you're getting loans out, but like, isn't that a profitable situation, right? So then I started to do more research on money, and I started to ask more questions, and I started to hire more coaches and mentors. And what I found was that the biggest difference between like rich people and not successful rich people is that the rich and wealthy are not afraid to take out loans. They're not afraid to borrow money. Because what does that do? It gives them access to more capital that they didn't have to use that money to invest into assets. Well, Reed, isn't that risky? Well, don't you have to pay it back? Isn't borrowing money like risky? What if you lose it all? What if this and what if that? Guys, think about it. You have two options, right? The biggest risk, in my opinion, is not taking any. The biggest risk, in my opinion, is staying in the same situation, in the same boat that you were in yesterday, the week before, the month before, the year before, so on and so forth. So to me, like, if you're not growing, if you're not scaling, you're dying. There's no such thing as like staying stagnant, right? Right? Because a stagnant place eventually throws you into a decline. So you always want to be attacking, you always want to be moving, you always want to be blitzing and scaling and growing. Otherwise, in my opinion, even staying stagnant is just a waste of time, because we're only getting older, right? We're only like, there's only so much time we all have on this planet. So like, what is the point of staying stagnant? Like, even that is for me is losing. So I quickly found out, and I grasped, like, really the only way to scale fast is to borrow more money. Because if you think about it, me and you, watching this video, doesn't matter if you're 18, 25, 35, 55, 85, doesn't matter how old you are. We only have so much money in our bank accounts, right? You could have $10,000, $100,000, $1 million cash, liquid, sitting in your bank account, but like, what happens when all of that's gone? Like, are you just going to depend on your active income and your W-2 to make more money so that you can use that money to start investing more? Or wouldn't you rather scale faster by borrowing more money from the banks? Because the banks are giving it out. The banks are giving out loans and giving out money like candy, okay? And a lot of banks give money out on a 0% interest rate. It's crazy, but do your research. Like, you can literally look this up, go on ChatGPT, go on Google, literally research 0% interest business credit cards, okay? At an intro APR of 12 months. 0 interest business credit cards for a 12-month APR. Search that up, okay? Guys, if you are located in the US and you're at least 18 years old and you have an established LLC that has been created for at least 30 days, you can go to the banks and open up a business credit card under that LLC, okay? The same way I have credit cards in my wallet, okay? You can open up business credit cards under your LLC. This is for my development company, MMM Builders. This is my personal Amex, and my other Amex is in my car, I think. But we have a lot of other business credit cards as well. This is my other business credit card for my management company, right? This is a personal credit card, and we have many, many, many more. So with these pieces of plastic, right? With these pieces of plastic, you're actually able to take these and go and get properties with them. Like, you're able to use this money to invest. And the smartest thing you could do is not use your own money to do it. So the reason why I have credit cards, or isn't credit bad, Reed? Like, isn't credit card debt going to put you in a hole? Like, sure, yeah, if I'm using this stuff and I'm going out and I'm spending it on clothes, designer, watches, and stupid stuff that won't yield me a return, yeah, sure, bro, credit card debt is really, really bad. Each one of these credit cards has 20 to 25% interest on them, which means if I don't pay them on time, I'm getting penalized 20 to 25% on each and every single late payment, right? Now, the smartest thing to do, what smart people do, is they take these credit cards, okay, and they go out and they get them on a 0% interest APR, okay? So if you open up a business today, which anyone can do, and obviously you have to have good credit, you can't have terrible credit. Your personal credit, guys, this goes without saying, can't be any lower than a 680. You can't have any late payments. You can't have any collections. You can't have any derogatories. These are all like, this is the caveat, right? But if you do have at least a 680 credit score, you have an LLC, you're at least 18 years old, you live in the US, and your credit doesn't have any late payments or collections or anything, you can go out to banks like Chase, okay, and open up business credit cards under Chase. This is literally called a Business Cash Inc. credit card. It's a Business Inc. credit card from Chase. This credit card is 0% interest, and I have $50,000 on it. This is a piece of plastic that I have access to $50,000, okay? So what does this do for me? Read, what am I gonna do with this $50,000 credit card? You can do anything you want as long as it makes money. You can go invest into a brand. You can go invest into a store. You can go invest into a business. You can go buy supplies for your business, right? Now, what smart people in the real estate space do, specifically what I do in Airbnb, is when I started getting Airbnb arbitrages, I would use credit cards like this to buy everything. I would use it to buy the furniture in my house, okay? I would use it to buy the chairs, the tables. I would use it even to buy pool tables, like any amenities that I wanted to get and put in my apartments or houses. You can use these credit cards for anything that you want. Now, obviously, this is gonna take us into step two, right? The second reason why I see so many people fail. Number one, first reason is people are scared of taking loans out. People are scared of funding. People want to do everything with their own money, which is the dumbest thing ever. Do not invest your own money into real estate. Always use the OPM method, which is other people's money, okay? Now the second thing, obviously, and this all comes together. These three things all come together. So if you do 2 out of 3 correctly, but the third you mess up on, it's not gonna work. You will fail. Your Airbnb business will not be profitable. If you do 1 out of 3, you will fail. You have to make sure you hit all 3 out of 3 key points that I'm gonna explain into this video. So stay and watch it to the very, very end of this video because it's gonna be very, very crucial, okay? Picking bad locations. Number 2, picking bad locations. You cannot expect to be profitable if you're picking a house that is a nice grade A house. It's got all the bells and the whistles. It's got brand new finishes, brand new floorings, brand new stainless steel appliances in the kitchen, brand new countertops. You cannot expect to have a house like this or an apartment like this in a grade C neighborhood and expect it to make money. Can't do it, okay? Because guess what? Those people who want to stay in your grade A home are not going to stay in a grade C neighborhood. And then vice versa. Those people who are in your grade C home are not going to stay in your house if there's other grade A options available on that same block. So if you have a shitty house, for lack of better wording, and there's other nice houses on that same street, on that same block, unless your pricing is like super competitive and cheaper compared to the other houses, nobody's gonna pick your house. Nobody's gonna wanna live in your house. Nobody's gonna book your house. Nobody's gonna pay you to stay in your house. It's just not gonna, I'm sorry, that's just what the cold, hard reality is. Now, there is a caveat to this, right? And I'll give you an example because I just bought a house in East Dallas that is close to South Dallas, but it's not quite near South Dallas. And the duplex that I bought was a brand new construction, so it was a grade A home, okay? Had all the bells and whistles. You can go online, you can go see it. It was a grade A 6-bedroom duplex that I purchased for $700,000. I made a video about it. I'll link it down in the comments and in the description below if you want to see how I underwrote that deal, how I bought my $690,000 duplex to give you guys some more insight on the numbers and how I break it down. I'll link that down below. But that house is a grade A home in a grade B neighborhood. Okay? Now you can do that. You can do that, but if it's grade C, if there's guns and violence and drugs and that stuff, you can't do. You can't mix the two together. But the reason I was able to walk away and pull it off a grade A home in a grade B neighborhood was because the houses nearby were being gentrified. They were being torn down. There are a lot of developers in that area were building. So these are good signs for investors like myself who are trying to buy assets that eventually will start appreciating over time. Plus, a lot of people who want to travel in the area outside of Dallas are okay staying in grade B homes and grade B areas. Even grade C areas, a lot of people are okay with staying in, okay? You have to think about it this way, like, just because you wouldn't live in a property doesn't mean other people wouldn't, okay? And I'm gonna give out a little secret here, a little gem, and this might be controversial, and I might get a lot of hate for this in the comments, but I'm just gonna say it anyways. You realize that many people do not know that your neighborhood is a grade C neighborhood, right? You don't have to showcase and show pictures of the neighborhood that the house is located in to someone who has never even been to that city. For example, the property I have in East Dallas that is a duplex that I own, I don't advertise that it's located in a grade B or a grade C plus neighborhood. I don't advertise that. The only thing I'm advertising is the actual house. So the people who going back to people who are not successful in this business, they just don't know how to list their property correctly. And we'll get into this on the third reason on exactly how to list it, building systems, building automations, all that stuff. But they're not listing their property correctly and they're showcasing pictures of the outside of the house in bad neighborhoods and they're wondering why nobody's booking it. Well, it's because you're showcasing a shack in the middle of a terrible neighborhood. Of course nobody's gonna go into that neighborhood, bro. But people who are traveling outside of the state or outside of the cities who don't know the difference between South Dallas and East Dallas and North Dallas, they're just gonna see and think of the proximity of where the house is compared to where the city is. And a lot of people just wanna stay near the city because of work, travel, vacation, whatever it is. And so they don't really care where the house is located, just as long as they don't get to the house and get shot. Does that make sense? So never go under or below a grade C neighborhood, okay? Or a grade C house. Once it's grade D, there's violence and drugs and homeless people involved and it's ghetto. Stay away from it. It's not worth it. There's gonna be, you might be able to get people to book your property because it looks nice, but once they get there, you're gonna deal with so many headaches. There's gonna be so many bad reviews, so many bad guests freaking out. Hey, there's this homeless person who tried to attack me. It happens all the time. I hear it all the time from people, investors reaching out to me with their guests and stories that I hear is crazy. So pick the right market, okay? Do not pick a bad location. Another character and a key factor that I want to go over is making sure that you're drawing a radius on where the property is going to be located at. What does this mean? Guys, if you're looking at a property in the city of wherever you're located, let's say you're in Dallas, let's say you're in Miami, let's say you're in LA, let's say you're in New York, do not expect to find a super, super good property in the city. It's going to be expected that there's going to be competition. It's going to be expected that there's going to be restrictions, right? Now, what you want to do is draw a 10-mile radius outside of that city, within 30 minutes outside of that city, and pick those suburban medium markets outside of those areas. What does that do? Well, now you're targeting bigger houses and bigger families who want to travel to those larger areas and suburban markets around those cities, who might want to travel into the city for work and vacation or whatever it is, but now they can actually travel and stay in your house with a larger group because it's a bigger single family house, and usually single family houses are located in the suburbs, which are usually outside of the city. And what can you get from bigger single family houses? More money, because you're occupying more people, because you're charging more per night, okay? So it goes hand in hand in finding those different markets is you have to be able to identify not only a grade A house and not put it in a grade C neighborhood or vice versa, but also where the houses are located. I like houses that are around the city because it gets and attracts all those people who want to live outside of the city but use the city as well. You don't necessarily want to be like too far out from the city, any far out than like 30 minutes, but I would say like within that like 10 to 30 minute range of staying within the city is phenomenal. If you want to target single family houses, now I know for apartment complexes, obviously a lot of them are located in the cities and those are great as well. But this is for all my folks who want to target single family houses. Another key factor you guys want to look out for before I get into systems and how to set up your properties, which is crucial, is you want to be able to analyze and run comps thoroughly, okay? I made another video on this. I will share it and I will put it in the description as well to show you guys. But you can't be comparing a 5-bedroom single family house, guys, to a 3-bedroom single family house down the street or vice versa. You can't be comparing your 3-bedroom single family house that you found on Zillow with a 5-bedroom that has a pool and a hot tub and a jacuzzi. It's just not gonna happen. You can't do it. Like if the 5-bedroom with a pool and a jacuzzi is making $100,000 a year in revenue, you can't expect yours to make $100,000 if it's just got 3 bedrooms in a backyard. Like it's obviously gonna make less. But like, and it sounds like it's common sense, but stay with me here because a lot of people blow right past through this. A lot of people come to me and they're like, Reed, I found this property on Zillow. Airbnb says it can make $100,000 a year and the occupancy is this much and the ADR is this much and I think it's a really good deal. And I'm like, dude, look at the comps nearby. What is Airbnb comparing it based off of? Is it comparing it based on this house nearby that looks like it's got 13 to 18 inch cabinets, stainless steel appliances, granite countertops, finished flooring and vinyl, newly painted walls, and you're comparing it to the house that's literally in 1980s, that's dated and hasn't been touched for 60 years? Are you kidding me right now? So like, it's just common stuff like that where like, and this is what you get taught this is what you get taught, and like, you know, for any of my agents and realtors out there who are studying to get their license, you literally get taught this in school on how to run comparables, right? You got to pick comps in other houses that are within a mile radius of yours. You have to pick houses that have similar amenities, similar bedrooms, similar square footage even, right? You can't compare a small 1,000 square foot house to a large 2-story mansion that's over 2,000 square feet. It's not comparable, but many people just don't think about that. So these are all things that are just like, you know, and I'm thankful for learning all these things early on because it helped me from making a lot of mistakes in the business, but a lot of people blow past this stuff and they don't think about it, and it's crucial. So understand that you have to run similar comparables to your listing, and you just can't compare apples with oranges all the time. You have to be able to compare and find comps that are comparable to the house and the subject property that you're looking at, okay? Step 3, systems, automations, and management. Super, super, super important. Guys, if you mess this up, forget about everything else that I just mentioned in the last 23 minutes of this video, okay? So you need to be able to not only get the funding in order to start and scale your business and get multiple properties in a row, but you also need to be able to differentiate good neighborhoods versus bad neighborhoods and differentiate comps and know how to run and underwrite your deals. But also, guys, you need to be able to know how to manage your property. You can have the best property in the world, and many of my investors that I keep getting and people that DM me and reach out to me, they're like, Reed, I don't know why my property's not performing. I'm getting bad reviews. It's not getting booked. I don't know what's going on, man. Like the comp said it was gonna do $8,000 a month in revenue, and I only did $5,600. I get these messages all the time, and I'm like, my number one question that I ask them is like, okay, well, how are you pricing your property? And like, what do you mean? I just set the prices and I just let it do its thing. And I'm like, what do you mean you let it do its thing? Like you don't compare the pricing dynamically with other properties. You don't market it due to market sentiment. You don't look at other events nearby and figure out where to upcharge and where to discount your pricing. You don't tweak your pricing at all. I'm like, no, I haven't thought about that. Well, guys, you have to be able to tweak your pricing often. I tweak my pricing on all my listings every single day. Every 24 hours, I have an alarm set on my phone at 10 a.m. It goes off and I tweak my pricing every single morning, okay? And what do I mean when I say tweak my pricing, guys? Well, you have to be able to dynamically discount your pricing to the demand. So the strategy that I use, okay, is called the gradient pricing method. Okay, that is a method that I created. A lot of softwares are starting to use it now, like Price Labs and stuff. But it's my own custom dynamic pricing method. And so what it does is I make my days discounted every single day up to that pertaining month. So what I do, let's just say today is August 1st, is I will gradiently and gradually discount the next 30 days until we get to September 1st. Okay, and anything past September 1st, I won't discount down at all and I'll leave it and I'll put it at the base price. So if my base price is, let's just say $500 a night, right? What I'll do is I'll leave it at $500 a night, but from August 1st, which is today, to September 1st, I will discount every single day gradually to get people to book these days out because people are last minute planners, right? And most people book properties as they need them, like usually a week before. So what I do is every single week, I gradually increase the dynamic pricing. So from week 1, from August 1st to August 7th, I will dynamically discount those days heavily at like 50 to 65%. Okay, I will discount the markups down. So if my base price is $500, I will discount it and I will leave it, okay, those days at like 150 or 175 bucks, okay? And then the next week from the 7th to the 14th, I'll do a 50% discount. So if it's $500, I'll leave that week to be like 250 bucks a day, okay? And then if it's the 14th to the 21st, I will do 35%, and then, or maybe sometimes even 40%. And then from the 21st to the 30th, I'll lower the discount down to just like a 20% discount or a 25% discount. And then that pertaining month following it in September and onwards will just remain standard at 500, okay? And then that's how I'll set it. So for the next 30 days, that is my gradient model of me gradiently pricing it, right? And what I'll do is every single day I wake up, every 24 hours, I will tweak that pricing and I'll lower it to $7, like anywhere from $5 to $10. I would average it around $7. Every single morning I wake up, I'll discount the next 7 days, $7 down, okay? And then the next 7 days, $7 down. And the next 7 days, $7 down. So that I'm constantly discounting my prices down until they get booked. But I'm not doing it too hard because I don't want them to get booked. I could have 100% occupancy, right, at a super cheap average daily rate, which I don't want. And I also don't want to have, 50% occupancy at a massive average daily rate. So I want to hit that medium threshold, and the only way to hit that sweet spot is by using my gradient pricing method, okay? So I hope that helps. I can make another video on that and post that as well to help you guys out. But I also wanted to go over and touch over like systems and automations and management and how important that could be. Guys, your listing has to be set up properly. Your pictures are everything. Perception is reality nowadays, okay? You have to be able to set your listing apart from other people's listings. You cannot have a listing that has basic pictures and compare it to another listing that has like enhanced color graded skies and twilight photos and all this crazy shit and expect yours to get booked up and occupied as much as theirs, okay? You just can't have it. Like, it's very important that your listing is actually, like, it looks nice, it looks flashy, it almost looks fake, okay? like imagine this, a dating profile on Tinder or Hinge or whatever you guys use. Okay, I don't do dating stuff and profiles like that. Never really been good at it, never really used them. But imagine you're on a dating profile and you see this person, you know, and it's a guy or a girl, and you're like, damn, like that's a 10 right there, right? And you're like, I'm definitely swiping right on that person because their front profile picture was phenomenal and like they just looked very attractive. And then you get to know them, and then you take them out, and they're like, okay, well, I either like this person or I don't, whatever it is. But they got your attention right from that first profile picture before they're actually able to see your bio, before they started to swipe to see your other pictures, before they even started to inquire and conversate with you. It's the same thing with Airbnb, guys. Airbnb has an algorithm, just like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Like, the more clicks your listing gets, the more the algorithm is going to push your listing to the top. The more attractive your cover photo and your, what we call as a hero photo and your profile picture is, or your listing description is, or your amenities are, like the front cover page is super, super crucial, even down to your profile picture, guys. It's not just the title of the listing that's important. It's not just the pictures. It's not just the description. It's not just the amenities. Your profile picture. Guys, if you look like a bum and you're just taking a selfie, and your profile picture is literally a selfie of yourself, like just chilling on the couch or a chair, don't expect anyone to take you serious, right? Like, if you're a man, dress up, look sharp, put on a suit. If you're a girl, put on your nicest dress, your best outfit. Like, make people feel comfortable about staying in your home. People are choosing to stay in your home. Like, do not take this lightly, okay? So this is very, very crucial, and I see a lot of people struggling with really good properties in really good neighborhoods just because their front cover picture is not nice, or their profile picture is not nice, and things are just sloppy. Okay, so and it's not your fault because Airbnb doesn't allow you guys to max out the listing description and the listing title and all these things until you actually create the listing, so you could go back and redo it. They give you a cap on the certain amount of characters that you can input into your description and your listing title, just because they want to make it more easier for the average user to list their first property. But you guys are allowed to go back and re-edit it after you publish your listing to add more stuff to the title. Like, they give you an option to extend the title. They give you an option to extend the listing description. So do that, use that, guys. But yeah, those are the biggest thing I see. I want to make some more videos actually screen sharing and showing you guys how to do this live. So I can drop some more videos on that. Let me know if that will help. And just any other things that you guys want to see from me. I mean, these are the 3 biggest things that I see from people that I've been working with who have came to me. And this is really just the harsh reality of why I see people fail in their first 90 days of listing a property, okay? But I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys want to see any other type of content or have me specifically make a video on a certain subject, share my screen, do a Miro, or do a whiteboard video. I do love doing whiteboard videos. Let me know exactly what you guys want me to make and what you want me to answer in terms of questions, comments, concerns, and I'll do that for you guys. I'm making these videos for you guys because I love you guys and I want to help you guys out as much as possible. So hope that helps. And if you guys want to partner up with me the right way, where I can actually show you how to help you set up, start, scale, and manage your first Airbnb and your entire portfolio, I will help you do that step by step. You guys can apply for my one-on-one coaching. You can book a free strategy or a consulting call with my team to see if it's a good fit. I'll put that link down in the description below as well. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Later.